The city ceased to exist in one day. August 24th, 79. 1600 hours. No warning. No evacuation. No chance. Vesuvius had been silent for 1,000 years. Then it woke up. Pompeii was not a forgotten village on the edge of the empire. This was a wealthy trading city. 20,000 residents, villas with frescoes, baths, an amphitheater seating 20,000, a port, markets, temples. Vesuvius was considered extinct. Vineyards grew on its slopes. No one remembered when it last erupted. No one was waiting. The Romans knew earthquakes. 17 years before the eruption, underground tremors had already destroyed the city. They rebuilt, lived on. But on August 24th, 79, Vesuvius did not just wake up. It erased Pompeii from the map in one day, and no one ever rebuilt it. Morning of August 24th. An ordinary day. Markets are working. People bathe in the baths. Gladiatorial games are being prepared in the amphitheater. Bakeries bake bread. Wine is poured in taverns. On the villas of the wealthy, slaves wash floors. The port receives ships with grain and olive oil. Around 1 in the afternoon, the earth begins to tremble, weakly, familiarly. In Pompeii, they got used to this after the earthquake of '63. Then underground tremors destroyed the city. They restored buildings for 17 years. Many houses are still in scaffolding. No one pays attention to the trembling. This is Campania. Here, the earth is always restless. 1,300 hours. Vesuvius explodes. Magma breaks through the plug in the vent that had held for 1,000 years. A column of ash, gas, and stone rises 33 kilometers upward. Ejection speed is 500 meters per second. Temperature inside the column is 1,000 degrees. Pressure tears the mountain from within. The sound is heard in Rome 250 kilometers away. In Misenum, statues fall. In Naples, walls crack. The sky above Pompeii darkens instantly. Day turns to night. The column takes the shape of an Italian stone pine. A wide crown of ash blocks out the sun. Pliny the Younger will later describe this in a letter. Compare it to a tree. Say that the trunk was white and the crown black with red flashes. Ash begins to fall on the city. First light, gray powder, then larger, then chunks of pumice the size of a fist. They fall at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour, hot, sharp. Pumice breaks through tiles, wounds people, kills livestock in the streets. Residents do not understand what is happening. There were no eruptions in living memory. Vesuvius was considered dead. Vineyards on its slopes, pastures in the crater. No one expected an awakening. No one knows what to do. Some hide in houses, lock doors and shutters, hope to wait it out. Others try to leave on foot, take children, valuables, food, go to the Sarno Gate south to Stabii, to the Herculaneum Gate north to the sea. A third group runs to temples, pray, make sacrifices. A fourth simply waits. Do not believe this will last long. Pumice buries the streets. In the first hour, the layer reaches 20 centimeters. In 3 hours, a meter. Roofs begin to collapse under the weight. Tiles cannot withstand it. Beams crack. The first victims die from collapses. Breathing becomes harder. The air is filled with ash, sulfur, volcanic gases. The smell of rotten eggs, hydrogen sulfide, visibility several meters. Those who decided to flee lose their way in the darkness, walk in circles, fall, suffocate. Pumice continues to pour without stopping. Each hour adds 15 to 20 centimeters to the layer. By 1600 hours, the streets are buried to window level of the first floor. by 2000 hours to the second floor. Leaving the house is already impossible. Those who did not leave in the first 2 or 3 hours remained trapped. 25 kilometers from Pompeii is Misenum. The Roman fleet stands there, commanded by Pliny the Elder. He is 56 years old, scholar, writer, military commander, author of natural history. He sees the column above Vesuvius from his villa, decides to sail to shore, wants to study the phenomenon up close, wants to save people. Orders quadrarums prepared. His nephew, Pliny the Younger, 18 years old, refuses to go, wants to study, stays in Misenum. Later, 25 years later, will write 2 letters to the historian Tacitus. Will describe the death of his uncle and the eruption. This is the only written testimony of an eyewitness. Without these letters, we would not know the details. Pliny the Elder reaches the shore at Stabiae, south of Pompeii. Ash falls on ships. Pumice beats on decks. Water at shore boils from stones. Landing in Pompeii is impossible. He docks at Stabiae. There his friend Pomponianus is trying to evacuate. Pliny calms him, says there is no danger, goes to the baths, washes, dines, goes to sleep. At night, they find him dead, suffocated from volcanic gases. The body will be taken to Misenum. The nephew will describe the death as heroic. Will say that his uncle died exploring nature, but the truth is simpler. Pliny underestimated the danger, paid with his life. Night from the 24th to the 25th. The eruption continues for 12 hours straight. Pumice pours without stopping. In Pompeii, the layer reaches 2.5 to 3 meters. Most buildings are destroyed, roofs collapsed, walls cracked from weight. Those who hid in houses are trapped under rubble, suffocate in dust, try to get out, dig through debris with bare hands, die in darkness. Those who left on the roads died from suffocation. Pumice and ash clog lungs. Sulfur gases burn throats. People fall gasping for air, do not get up. The city is dead. Streets are empty, but this is not the end yet. The worst begins at dawn. 100 hours, August 25th. Something changes in the volcano's vent. Temperature drops. The ash column loses lift. Cannot stay in the air anymore. Collapses downward. Collapses onto the slopes of Vesuvius. This is called a pyroclastic flow, a mixture of incandescent gas, ash, stone, and pumice. Temperature 400 to 500 degrees. Speed up to 120 kilometers per hour. Density higher than air. The flow does not rise upward. It flows down the slopes like an avalanche, burns everything in its path, demolishes buildings, kills instantly. The first wave covers Herculaneum north of Vesuvius at 1:30 at night. The city disappears in 3 minutes. A flow 20 meters high passes through the streets. People run to the sea, hide in boat sheds on the beach, think they are safe there. The flow finds them. Temperature 600 degrees. Death instantaneous. Brain boils. Blood evaporates. Muscles contract so hard they break bones. Bodies are found 2,000 years later. 300 people in the sheds, frozen in an attempt to escape. 700 hours, morning of August 25th. Second pyroclastic wave. It goes to Pompeii. Flow height 6 meters. Temperature 300 degrees. Speed 100 kilometers per hour. The flow passes through the city in 4 minutes. Bursts through the Herculaneum gate from the northwest. Flows through streets like a river. Goes around buildings. Fills squares. Covers those still alive. Death comes in seconds. Lungs burn, skin chars, bodies freeze. The flow does not give time even to scream. People freeze in the positions in which the wave caught them. A man tries to rise from the ground, hand presses into ash. Forever. A woman covers her face with her hands, a useless gesture. A child curls into a ball. Instinct does not help. In one of the houses, they find a family. Mother, father, 2 children. They are in the triclinium dining room, lying on the floor. Tried to hide under the table. The table did not save them. In another house, they find a slave. He is in shackles, chained to the wall. The owners left, forgot to free him, or did not want to. He died standing, hands raised, reaches for the chain, tried to tear it off until the end. 7:30, third wave, more powerful than the second. Height 8 meters, temperature 400 degrees. It finishes what remained, destroys walls that stood, fills houses to ceilings, covers bodies already dead. In Herculaneum flows buried the city under a 20-meter layer. In Pompeii, the layer is thinner, but enough to hide everything. 800 hours, fourth wave, the last. It is weaker, temperature 200 degrees, but the city is already dead. The wave just adds ash, compacts the layer, seals the city like a tomb. By noon, August 25th, Pompeii is buried under 6 meters of ash, pumice, stone, and volcanic tuff. The city ceased to exist. Vesuvius fell silent. The eruption ended. The column above the crater subsided. The sky began to brighten. Ash continued to fall for several more hours. But the main event was over. August 26th. Vesuvius smokes weakly. Pompeii is not visible. In place of the city, a gray mound. Ash lies in an even layer. No traces of streets, no roofs, nothing. No survivors. Those who left before the eruption were saved. The rest died. The exact number of victims is unknown. In Pompeii itself, about 20,000 people lived, 1,150 bodies found. But these are only those who remained in the city. Most died on the roads, in fields, in villages around. The total number may reach 15 to 20,000, maybe more. We'll never know for certain. Roman authorities send a commission. Emperor Titus personally monitors the situation, allocates money to help affected regions. But there is no one to help. Pompeii is dead. Herculaneum is dead. Stabii partially destroyed. Aplantis buried. The commission assesses damage, makes calculations, reaches a conclusion. The city is recognized as lost. Restoration is impractical. The layer is too thick, digging too long, too expensive. Rome is a rich empire, but not rich enough to spend years excavating a dead city. Bodies are not extracted. Property is not retrieved. Pompeii is struck from administrative lists. The territory passes into the category of abandoned lands. Several weeks later, attempts at private excavations begin. Former residents know where their houses were, want to return valuables, break shafts in the debris, dig tunnels, find jewelry, coins, statues, bronze dishes, take everything that can be sold, then abandon it. Too deep, too dangerous. Ash subsides, tunnels collapse, several people die under debris, excavations cease. A year later, Pompeii is forgotten. The place where the city was becomes wasteland. No one lives, no one builds. The land is considered cursed. Vineyards on the slopes of Vesuvius recover after a few years. Lava and ash make the soil fertile. Wine from these vineyards will be among the best in Campania. Life continues around. People return to the region, build new villages, but not on the site of Pompeii. No one settles there. 50 years later, there are no mentions of Pompeii on maps. Cartographers strike out the name. 100 years later, they forget the exact location. 200 years later, local residents do not know that under the mound is a city. Call the place Civita, just city. Do not remember which one. The Roman Empire builds new cities. Naples grows, becomes a major port. Pompeii is not needed. It was gone for 750 years. The Middle Ages pass by. The Renaissance passes by. The mound grows over with grass. Sometimes peasants find pieces of marble, use them for construction. Do not think about where they came from. 1748. Excavations begin. They find streets. They find bodies. The city that disappeared on August 24th, 79. No one ever rebuilt it. Vesuvius stands above Pompeii. The last eruption was in 1944. The next is unknown when. 3 million people live at its foot.